This is St. Clements. He was the fourth pope of the Catholic Church, and he's not having a very good day. See, he's being martyred with an anchor around his neck by the Romans. So, for that reason, he's the patron saint of all sailors, and we're going to go visit his island today. So, welcome to SV Just Dreaming. So we are exploring our first island. We have anchored offshore of this island. This island tells the story of how Maryland, which is properly pronounced Maryland, came to be settled. The first English settlers came to this little island up the Potomac River, and the Indians were really freaked out by the big ship that they were sailing in. What?
There's the deer.
Where?
Did you see it jump?
No,
Okay.
I didn't see it. Maybe I caught it on the film. Huh. So, anyway, they lit fires all along the Potomac. So the settlers came and settled on this little island so that it's a defensible area offshore. It's a state park now. Very nice.
St. Clements Island was 400 acres in 1634. Today, the island, measured with global positioning, has been reduced to 62 acres. During the 1920s, the federal government used layers of large stone called riprap to control erosion near the Blackstone Island Lighthouse. The Maryland Park Service continues efforts to slow the effects of erosion by allowing vegetation to grow and by limiting recreational use of the island. During Hurricane Isabel in 2003, the Potomac waters forced a wall of riprap to collapse and washed away a portion of the island bank.
The story of these travelers coming from England is really fascinating. They were Catholic, and they were being persecuted terribly in England. The priests were being hung, and just all kinds of terrible things. You were just forbidden because to be Catholic. And the Protestants were the ones doing all of the persecutions. But they needed to hire two ships to bring them here to the United States or to America. And of course, the ships were run and managed by Protestants. And they worked very hard at getting along with these Protestants, even though, quite frankly, they tried to sabotage the Catholics at every step of the voyage. It took them about a year and a half to sail here from England. They went down by the Cape Verde and then over to the Caribbean, and then sailed up north, and then finally into Chesapeake Bay and up the Potomac. So they had a long trip, and it was harrowing. There was a lot of stories, and when they finally got here, both banks were full of angry Indians with bonfires, just daring them to step on the land. So they were very grateful to finally be here and make a little settlement. They finally worked out a deal with some Indians southeast of this location where they could build their first town, and they really got settled. But the Catholic influence in this area is very strong, from the beginning with these basic first settlers. This lighthouse is actually a reproduction. It's on the south end of the island. You can see Gale ringing the bell. That at one point would have someone ringing it most all the time, especially at night, to keep ships off the rocks on the south side of St. Clement Island. So this historical group went ahead and rebuilt the lighthouse. It's amazing in all of its detail. What a pleasure it's been to visit St. Clement's Island, and thank you for joining us.